Welcome to On the Water, featuring the Toronto Star 2003 Row Ontario Championships. Hi, I'm Melissa Thomson-Hicks, and I'm here at the Bayside Rowing Club in Toronto, Ontario. Now, this is a show about the sport of rowing. Now, that sport requires endurance, inner strength, and, of course, teamwork. This summer, over 800 rowers gathered here in the Toronto Harbour Shipping Channel to vie for the Ontario Championships.
Attention!
The historic Bayside Rowing Club was established in 1880 and was a founding member of the original Canadian Association of Amateur Oarsmen. Revitalized 10 years ago in the eastern Portlands of Toronto's waterfront, Bayside offers competitive rowing programs for athletes of all ages and backgrounds. In celebration of 10 successful years, Bayside was awarded the Toronto Star 2003 Row Ontario Championships. Over 25 clubs from all over Ontario came to compete from as far away as Ottawa, London, and Thunder Bay. All in all, a spectacular turnout allowed for extremely competitive racing. Throughout the show, we'll be checking in with Coach Dominic Kahn of the Bayside Rowing Club as he explains some rowing terms and describes the different types of boats used in the sport.
Right now I'm standing beside a four-person boat known as a four. A four is four individual rowers with one oar each. This is the four rigged as a quad. It's four people sculling. These are sculls that are held in each hand, and it's four people up and down the slide taking their strokes together. They use their oars to manipulate how the boat balances and to propel themselves through the water. The four and the quad are both steered without a cox but with a foot. And the stroke seat in both boats uses the foot to steer and manipulate the rudder. This is why you might find and hear during the broadcast the officials yelling at the rowers to try to stay on course, and you'll see crews coming quite close to hitting each other. They're not out to get each other, they're just trying to stay straight. But the difficulty is they're using their foot.
2 oars, 1 boat, some open water, and you're gliding in solitude. In Canada, we've had Ned Hanlon, Silken Lauman, and Derek Porter. All of these competitors competed by themselves in a boat. Now let's check back in with Coach Dom and we'll take a look at the single scull.
This is the single scull. Toughest boat to row in rowing. Why? 11 inches wide, 30 pounds, you're on a sliding seat. Imagine a log cut in half and you're sitting on it. It's in the water and it wants to roll. Saving grace? The sculls. They're like balancing poles for a tightrope walker. Learn how to use these things, you're dry. Don't know how to use them? You're in the water. The single scull, toughest boat in rowing.
One of the trickiest boats to master is the pair. 2 rowers, 1 oar each. Sound easy? Well, here's Coach Dom to explain the challenges of rowing the pair.
While the single's considered one of the toughest boats to row, one of the trickiest boats to row is the pair. This is a pair. A single, 1 person, 2 oars. A pair, 2 people, 2 oars. Really affects the balance. If these two are in sync, you're doing okay. But when they're not in sync, disaster can happen. I've been in a pair race where we tipped a foot from the finish line. Not a pretty sight. If these 2 people work together, they can get across the line really fast. Throughout the broadcast, you've heard references to age categories. In rowing, senior refers to all ages, senior B under 23, junior under 19, and junior B under 17. You'll also hear references to sculling events and sweeping events. Sculling events are the single, double, and the quad. And the sweeping events are the pair, 4, coxed 4, and the 8. Also in rowing, there's weight categories. Weight categories break down into open and lightweight. Lightweight men are 73 kilograms and under, and lightweight women 59 kilograms or less.
The premier event in rowing is the 8. 8 rowers and a coxie. Our Canadian men's 8 just won the World Championships this past summer, qualifying them for the 2004 Olympics in Athens, Greece. Let's check back in with Coach Dom while he describes the 8.
The ultimate symbol of teamwork is the 8. Why is the 8 the premier event in rowing? One simple answer: speed. In the right hands, an 8 can reach speeds of over 25 kilometers an hour. What's the challenge with rowing the 8s? Timing. Crews work extremely hard to make sure everyone can work together. The unique thing about the 8, other than the fact that they have 8 rowers, is of course the coxswain. Coxswain, or coxie for short, is typically an intelligent guy, one with a big mouth, and of course, they have to be small. Well, not that small, but you get the point.
We caught up with another up-and-coming rower at the Toronto Star 2003 Row Ontario Championships as she looked to better her time and results in a big way. Let's hear what Eleni Brett Evans has to say about the sport.
That is my bronze medal that I won for the under-19 women's single race. It actually was very exciting. Before the race, I was just a bunch of nerves, and I didn't know if I could do it, but I just kept focus on my lane. I didn't look around, because sometimes when you look around you get distracted. I just kept my focus, and I just kept pushing hard right till the end. I'm actually taking the year off next year to continue training with rowing, and so who knows, maybe 2004 now. Maybe the next 2008 Olympics I'll be representing Canada, hopefully.
At a major championship like this one, races are run at 6-minute intervals. However, the safety of all the athletes is paramount.
So you're heavier range and there's still possibility of failure.
There's a possibility of it, right?
Weather often plays a huge factor. At this year's championship, some of the most unpredictable weather in recent championship history occurred. Every rower was ordered off the water. Rowers, coaches, and spectators took shelter to wait it out. Once the all-clear signal was given, rowers hurried to get back on the water. Everyone wants to get their event in. The race is on to finish the regatta.
And for coxies and for lightweights, their day begins at the weigh-in. Crews are weighed in and out to ensure fairness amongst competitors.
On the Water, we'll be right back with some final thoughts about rowing. See you soon. We're here with Coach Dom from the Bayside Rowing Club, hosts of the 2003 Row Ontario Championships. Now, Coach Dom, your club and members put forth an amazing effort for this event.
Thanks, Melissa. It was a lot of work, but we certainly had a great day. We hope everyone enjoyed themselves.
A regatta runs like a well-oiled machine, but it takes a lot of behind-the-scenes work to make it happen. Volunteer officials, starters, judges, boat holders, medics, coaches, cooks, and course clerks all do their part to ensure athletes an optimal competitive experience. Rowers need only to concentrate on their performances as the generous volunteers happily help them through the day. Rowing is a sport unlike any other. I hope you had fun today. Now it's time for me to get on the water.